just slowly getting into a little more, trying to figure out what props I'd like to add back to this channel. Thank you, appreciate it so much. Hopefully my mic's working on YouTube. Yeah, I have been still teaching here in uh, Cincinnati, several classes, private lessons. Haven't really been keeping up with anything online. I will post occasionally on my Instagram, so you'll see a few show up on there every now and then. But nothing actually instructional. I decided to take a huge break from that for the last few years. But every now and then, like I said, you'll see just a small video probably pop up on my Instagram. What to do with them? Okay, yeah, um, yeah, I can most certainly do a lot more Psy stuff. It seems like you're not the only one who's asked for that. Um, that's kind of been one that has shown up um, throughout the last couple years. I did do some private side lessons um, throughout um, the last couple years. Oh, cool! You're coming to Columbus, right on. Yeah. Well, yeah. If you ever find yourself down in Cincy, come hang out. I'll probably be in Columbus a few times as well. Um, but yeah, I remember. Yeah, I saw your video from a few years back. Just you like jamming out with some chucks. Um, it's so cool to see that uh, style evolve, you know. But I'm glad you learned a little bit from some of my videos, and it's nice to hear. Yeah, Columbus is an awesome place to go. Yeah, so if you've been spinning Psy as well, it'd be cool to get some more people in on that. As far as the Psy spinning goes, that'd be most enjoyable to get back into. So I'll get a few videos out for that and kind of gauge interest and see if anyone wants to learn a little bit more Psy as the year goes on. I'll be making some yearly adjustments into what I'd like to do this year. Checking my levels. Yeah, let's turn this up a bit. There we go. Yeah, happy moving. Hope the move goes well. Everything works out for you in your favor. You get good weather. That's first and foremost, some good moving weather. Yeah, there's a pretty good flow arts community in Columbus as well. Um, if you want to get into more styles of spinning, kind of to enhance your repertoire of skills, especially when it comes to Psy and Nunchuck. I always influence everyone to at least get into some poise spinning. hmm Yeah, I think starting in 2021. and had a blast all year, watched an infinite amount of videos on it, and picked up Psy last year. The bow staff would probably be my next pickup. That's cool. That's sort of like that's almost like working backwards, because in martial arts, a lot of us start off with the staff, like for a while, like learning how to move a staff around, and then kind of go into Sai, right? And then end with nunchucks since it's considered like a little more technical as a sectional weapon. But I like that you worked a different direction from chucks. Yeah. I'm originally from Florida, currently living in SoCal. I've had to deal with snow before, so we'll see how that works. Really cool. What part of Southern California? I was born in Oxnard in Ventura, so I lived there for a while. But glad you kind of switched around. It's kind of funny how several of us Florida and California transplants all seem to end up here in Ohio, of all places. There we go. Just gonna pop this in here. Yeah, I'm mostly on Twitch right now. I'm just kind of jumping into YouTube for a sec. Looks like my video is messed up a little bit. I'm a huge Turtle fan, and my favorite is Mikey's. Nunchucks came first. Yep. Yeah. Give props to Michelangelo for getting a lot of people into chucks. Oh, Moreno Valley, very cool. Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, you're up near what's that up near like LA area? Like Riverside-ish. I used to visit Riverside. I had family there years ago because I was in like I think north. Ventura's north, like obviously northwest, and then you go through LA and then down into Irvine. You cut across into like on the way to Joshua Tree. It's really neat. Oops, what did I do? There we go. Just gonna save that. Yeah, right next to Riverside. Yep. That's funny. I was just talking about Riverside, California with one of my students a couple days ago, asking which parts I've visited during my time there. And I was telling him a story about how I had relatives who had a farm there, and they'd had horses, and they had this one mean horse that would just always try and bite at us when we fed it. We have so so Columbus on the 26th. So yeah, I mean you're only going to be less than 2 hours from Cincy. There's a lot going on down here. If you ever want to come jam, come find us. Kind of a few in the closet, uh, nunchuck spinners in Ohio. We do have uh, Jason Jadded. If you ever watch his stuff, look him up. Guy is a phenomenal nunchuck spinner. If you follow him on Instagram, he's got some really cool transitions and really clean, crisp single and double chuck techniques. Definitely pushing the bar on some interesting combinations um, that aren't really done out too much. But I think you'd like Jason's style actually. Kind of watching your video here um, on your 1 year of nunchuck freestyle, and you can definitely take a few of his elements and add them into your own. Yeah, especially like some of the tosses that he does would definitely add into your style. Okay. Let's see here. For sure, would love to learn from you, any of you guys in person. I've seen a lot of Jason's videos and learned a lot of cool stuff from him too. Yeah, good, good. Yeah, he's most certainly throwing it out there. Um, but yeah, I'd be happy to jam, especially with any nunchuck artists that are here that like take it seriously in a good way. I just kind of want to enjoy it. But I haven't we don't really have too many artists here in Cincy though. But like I said, a lot of closet spinners. Um, but this year I might start up the Cincinnati Nunchuck Club again and see if I can get some people interested in coming out to that. So I'll let you know after the what do you say the 26th? Yeah, I'll let you know after that. Um, I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post more on there, and then sort of throw some stuff on Facebook. And as I sort of lightly revitalize this YouTube channel with like um, maybe a couple extra tutorials here and there, then um, we'll see what happens. So I just noticed that my chat isn't showing up from YouTube. Let's see. Hmm. Oh, it's not going to. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Once I get settled in, I'll definitely be down to join you. I believe I do already follow you on IG, so I'll keep a lookout. Great. Yeah. That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Um, yeah, we'll have some events coming up, so just keep an eye out for those, and we'll be in touch. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, any plans? Any plans coming up for Chuck's? Like anything happening there in your part of the state? Pretty much learned by myself. Haven't actually met anyone else who was into it so far. For now, it's just been a little workout, head clearing hobby for me. That's good. That's a great way to start it, and that's a good way to keep it. As far as having something that is a healthy form of expression for you. That's something I still do to this day. Uh, but getting out there and finding community helps too. I think there's a few people in your area, not too far. Um, Kenton McDougal, um, Flow Chucker, he's out there in LA. I know uh, he does some meetups for Fire and Flow, so he'd be one to keep in touch with if you're ever in that part of town. Yeah, but for being self-taught, man, you've got some pretty good spins. I like your tosses too. You have some good combinations. Oh, are you going to be kind of also what I wanted to hop on here um, and just tell people about the Freestyle Nunchuck Forum is having its annual competition. World Cup. Yeah, the World Cup is happening for the video submission. So that will be happening this end of this month, actually, around the time you're moving. So the World Cup is coming up. So that's like a 60 to 120-second nunchuck freestyle video, and you just send them to fnfworldcup@gmail.com. So the deadline is the 25th, I believe. But it'd be great to see, um, your video in there. and just anyone who wants to join. That's most certainly the time to do it. I'll gladly be looking over uh, everyone's videos then. Thank you a lot. Of what you see from that video came from you and various teachers here on YouTube, so thank you. That video wouldn't have been possible without teachers like you. Yeah, I love seeing the long-term video, like just posting a year of like startup to just now, I guess, um, singles, doubles, just doing what you do and just by yourself, nonetheless, is like really cool. And you know, my only tip I tell anyone is, pick up different different sizes of nunchucks. Work with the heavy ones, work with the different material ones from aluminum, plastic, foam, acrylic, um, and watch as many videos as you can. Your mind's gonna pick up on things that you want to try out and do, um, and getting into different parts of the flow arts aspect. Start working with poi and double staff, and that is going to create quite a transition point in your brain to to find like different um, moments of like timing and direction and control. So playing with all those motions and figuring that out is really neat. And then getting into like any sort of stalls, uh, that helps a lot too. That's sort of why I got into poi and double staff, because I was getting kind of burnt out and plateaued on a lot of the things I was doing with um, with nunchucks. After doing it for so long, and not really having a lot of people around to do it with, besides like my students. And uh, so once I picked up poi again and double staff, and I started learning more of the timing and direction and the terminology, and then gently floating that over into the nunchuck world. Um, many others were doing that at the same time, so we were kind of like all in this transitional phase, because I was going to like these music and art festivals, and I would run into what I just called closet chuck spinners. It was usually like somebody who enjoys going to these festivals, and they just maybe had a pair sitting around, you know. Um, and you'd never guess that they would spin them, but it was always just this like really niche thing that someone carried around. And to this day, it still is. I would say it's one of the less spun props, implements that uh, people still pick up to this day. And I was having a talk with a friend today about how they are still considered by many, lethal weapons, as far as being illegal in states and in countries. So for us to look at these props and hold on, putting that video together was so fun. I remember the very first video you see in my aunt's garage. As soon as I turned the camera off, I felt so good. Then I whacked myself in the nose with them. Ah, yeah. Injuries can and will happen. Yeah, just starting up, but it's so impressive to see you recording your progress. And even from that first video, right? All the way to your last video, you know. Um, it's perfect um, to keep a sense of that. You know, you'd be surprised going back and watching yourself in these older videos um, is important. You know, I've watched videos of like 20 years ago spinning my chucks, and I look at it and I go, oh, when's the last time I've done that move? Or when's the last time I've worked on that combination or that transition? You know, because right now I'm really stuck in the flow arts world, the kind of like hybridization of it all. But going back and making sure that I kind of take a look at those older videos really helps. So recording your progress is absolutely wonderful. I'm glad you're doing that for yourself. Um, but oh yes, I think chucks were illegal in California until 2022. Yeah, um, yeah, finally making some progress. You know, finally making some leeway on the legalities of them not getting caught. Yeah, it's kind of been it's been a challenge, you know, the last 10 plus years of um, sort of getting people to understand that these really aren't being used so much um, as um, like weapons to attack people with, you know, with guns and knives and everything still there, but you know, you still have your bans. I know like countries, um, so you have like Canada, Germany, I think Russia, it's illegal. Spain, it's illegal. Um, so places require a permit or to prove that you are trained. Um, so, but yeah, California, that's finally been lifted because that was a big one. Like Cali was a big one. Um, New York, I think 2018 New York was. Let me look these up. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, so U.S. state level. So yeah, Massachusetts still has a ban. They're still classified as a dangerous weapon. California, the ban was repealed. They are legal now. Arizona, the ban was overturned. Legal for martial arts purposes. New York, the ban was ruled unconstitutional in 2018, making possession generally legal for training. Um, but we still have some countries. So Norway, Poland, Chile, Romania, Sweden, Ukraine, they have bans or strict rules. UK finally let off a little bit. Legal to use in public, but legal to own and carry to a dojo for a training session. So that's kind of like that scoot, you know. But the fact that, you know, these have been around forever, um, and they're still illegal, you know, at this even at this time is always so wild. But it is eventually going to make progress, you know, because every 50 to 80 years, it almost feels like they're they're getting more and more put in a much different light. I go back and look at old videos sometimes, and I cringe in my dino hand. But I love my progress and how fun and free it feels. Perfect. Yeah, that is really good news. Um, Yeah, that. Yeah, that's a good feeling. Um, I think yeah, I do the same thing. Old videos, kind of. There could be some cringe moments, but I mean that's the beauty of it. You know, you being able to look at yourself and go, oh, okay, I've improved. You know, I've enhanced myself since then. Mm. Yeah, it's always a good feeling to know that you're um, constantly progressing. It doesn't have to be forward all the time, but as long as you're picking them up regularly, you know, and drilling those fundamentals and not getting too caught up in how many tricks I can do. Um, that's my ultimate advice is to to not have such an influx of skills. Your Trictionary doesn't have to be 1,000 tricks. Even though that is fun to learn as much as you can. But I always encourage taking it slow, deliberate, um, and kind of creating your own sort of um, style based off of that. Yeah, drill, drill, drill. Yeah, do you only have that? Yeah, you just have that one video there. Okay. Yeah, hopefully you post more. Get out there, hop on some of the forums. Keep doing it. It's been a wonderful community over the last, God, geez, 20 plus years for me at this point. Going out here and being a part of this world. I'd like to keep teaching and inspiring people just as much as they also teach and inspire me. Hey, love. All right, YouTube, the plastic bowl. I am hopping back over to. I record every now and then with my phone, but haven't posted really anything. I'll just send it to a few friends and family. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, keep that going. Absolutely. Um, but yeah, I look forward to seeing any other updates and videos that you have coming up. Be sure to submit something to the Freestyle Nunchuck forum. I love seeing all levels of spinning on um, that tournament. It's been going, you know, for so long, and being a judge again for this year has definitely created like that one moment of inspiration that I really get to enjoy and see the progress of everyone all around the world, just greatly enjoying themselves and, you know, kind of pushing that bar on the nunchuck world. Um, but yeah, stick to it, stick to it. And when you get into the area, like I said, hit me up. I'm mostly active on Instagram, so that would be the place to find me. And then uh, then we'll chill, we'll jam. You know, might get the Cincinnati Nunchuck Club started up. Um, if I come up to Columbus, that would be a fun time to do a jam up there. So yeah, we'll keep in touch. Alright, well, I'm going to end this one on YouTube, but if you want to come chill over on the Purple app, that is where I will be for the remainder of my time here. Um, but I'm just gonna free up some time here.